Clothe me, O Lord, in the garments of salvation. By your mercy, may I keep them pure and spotless, so that clothed in white, I may be worthy to walk with you in the kingdom of heaven.
It is such a striking image, such a striking sign. I knew that these guys were serious, they were intentional, and Jesus wasn't just something they did on the weekends, it was their life. That relationship was the foundation, cornerstone.
The habit is a symbol of religious life. It's a symbol of the identity of the Dominican. I think a lot of people are looking for identity in their lives, and that was certainly something I was looking for.
I see a distinction between a costume and a habit. A costume is something that somebody puts on and they remain who they are, but it gives them the appearance of having a different identity. But a habit, if you look at the etymology of habitus, is a disposition. It's a character that somebody has in themselves. A habit is not a costume, because when you put on a habit, you're not changing the appearance of who you are, you're saying who you are. The habit is a revelation of your identity.
In my process of discernment, I was very cognizant of the need for a way of life which had those sort of outward disciplines that allowed us to grow along that path towards internalizing those disciplines.
The habit always reminds me of who I am. It always reminds me of how I am to act, how I am to witness.
The habit to me is always a constant reminder, one, of that relationship, and just two, the dedicated nature of this life.
For me, entering the order, I felt called to be a Dominican, to be a preacher, to be a person in love with the truth and who truly loves. And so I saw the habit as not a costume, but as a sign of who I felt God called me to be.
It reminds me always of my baptism, what I've been called to as a baptized Christian.
The habit is an expression that we pursue a particular way of life. It becomes a sign to others that we are pursuing this way of life, that we have set ourselves on a path towards virtue and spiritual perfection as much as is possible in this life.
Gird me, O Lord, with the cincture of justice and the cord of purity, that I might unite the many affections of my heart in love of you alone.
In our world, so few people think about God on a daily basis. The habit is a visible reminder of God's presence. Sometimes, most importantly, in those places where God's presence isn't thought of very often.
The habit also preaches far more effectively than anything a Dominican could say on their own.
I would say the main value that the habit has for the world is hope. When you have hope, you're in a sense moving towards a goal. When you have the virtue of faith, you have in your heart knowledge of God. And that faith is incomplete until it turns to love, which is union with God. But how you get there is by moving from knowing to loving. And the way to do that is hope.
Mary, you have shown yourself my mother. May the divine Word, born for us as an infant, hear my prayers through your intercession.
In a secularized world, the habit is a powerful sign of God's continuing presence to man.
Hope moves people from a knowledge to a love. And so, by being a visible sign that Christ is present, being a visible sign that it is possible to live the Christian life, you give people hope, not just an intellectual knowledge, but a loving knowledge.
O Lord, you have set your sign upon my head, that I might admit no other lover but you.